This is our galaxy, Sidious. Our reality.
Hello and welcome back. Today I wanted to talk about this sound font, which is the 9th of 10 in the Bendu Armory sound font package. Now again, this comes pre-installed on Bendu Armory sabers. It can also be purchased separately, but I believe you have to get the whole package rather than individual sound fonts. Okay, the whole package has 4 fringe or sort of novelty fonts, 3 Jedi fonts, and 3 Sith fonts. This is the second of the 3. And this one I kind of thought was a treat because this is a Darth Plagueis sound font, and I've not seen one of those before. He's a character that is technically canon, so he's mentioned within the official Star Wars history. He's the teacher of Darth Sidious, but it's a character that you hardly ever see anybody cosplay as this character because he's a weird, super tall, skinny, or stick figure alien. And you don't really see him get a lot of love in terms of saber designs. His saber is like a saber pike that's really organic looking. I've hardly ever seen, or I think I've only seen like one custom Darth Plagueis saber out there ever, and I've not really ever seen the costume exist. So having a sound font for him is actually kind of cool in a package. Very little use for it as your primary or only sound font, but it's a neat thing to be able to cycle through. The little voice cue at the beginning of this, I believe they made custom for this sound font because there wasn't really a canon voice for Darth Plagueis. So, of the Sith sound fonts, this is a standard one, but deeper. So just like the Kyle Katarn was a Jedi that was a typical plain vanilla Jedi, and then you had the Plo Koon, which was a deeper, more aggressive Jedi with a couple of weird ticks to it. The Darth Talon was the typical Sith. And then the Darth Plagueis one is the less typical Sith, with a little bit deeper, with a couple of ticks to it. All right, so let me go ahead and walk you through this sound font real quick. All right, so nice deep power on. Okay, there's the smooth swing, and I wanted to talk about that for a second. A lot of times when I'm looking at smooth swing, I talk about the sort of lawnmower effect. And this one has that in spades, to the point that the smooth swing itself actually sounds like a lawnmower. Now, it's fine for short gestures, but for long gestures, very lawnmowery. So that's one thing about this. But again, with smooth swing sabers, you come across that, especially with the darker Sith sounding sound fonts. Accent swings. Pretty solid. Blaster. Okay. Clash. Lockup. Okay, now the force effect on this one is interesting. If I can trigger it, I don't know if this is my setting, but what I often end up with is a force lockup on this as opposed to a force effect. So instead of a swoosh, it's a more prolonged noise. Nope, that was a blaster. There we go. And then I have to click out of it. And then power down. So the force effects on this, like I said, are prolonged, which actually kind of fits the character more or less, which is kind of nice. But all things told, this is, like I said, just if you consider the Darth Talon one to be the plain vanilla of the Sith fonts on here, this is the more aggressive, darker Sith font. It is to the Darth Talon what the Plo Koon one was to the Kyle Katarn earlier in the font package. Alright, so I think this font is called The Wise. So this is the second to last. Join me for the last one, which is the deepest, oddest of the Sith sound fonts. But join me back and I'll see you then.